All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. And again, as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD, or Application and Website Development 1111 .NET Framework with Web Databases class, I'm creating a series of video presentations, and those video presentations are based on the DotNetOdyessy.com ASP.NET MVC5 free course. I have gone through Chapter 1 about web application development, and ASP.NET MVC. I've gone through Chapter 2, your first ASP.NET MVC application, and I'm now in the middle of Chapter 3 on views and Razor. Now, if you look at this right here, and it doesn't matter if we look here or we go back to our program, all right? What I want you to get out of this is this, everything that's in here in blue, you should be able to understand. In fact, you should have been able to understand all of that stuff after taking just the first class here at Rankin Technical College, the AWD1111, or Web Development Technologies class, because this is just straight HTML. Here's our document type declaration, our beginning HTML tag, our ending HTML tag, our beginning head tag, which has in there our information so that this will automatically be responsive, the title, which is index, our end head tag, our beginning body tag, and all the body has in it is a div which says movie list, our ending body tag. So that's it. All right, not very much stuff in here right now. And when we ran the application, this is what you saw. All right. Now, the reason that the system knew when we ran it to, why didn't it go to home or to home index? Why didn't it go there? All right. And the answer to why it didn't go there, is based on the fact that I right mouse clicked here. I'm going to come back again, and I'm going to say this. I'm just going to go back to our movie controller page, and I'm going to click here. In fact, it's a good time to do a file, save all. But I'm just going to click this. And when we run it and we take a look at what's there, we get error in application. The resource cannot be found. All right? There is no home, all right, controller, and there is no home index. So we had to let the system know to kind of, for lack of better words, circumvent the way you were doing it before, because we don't have a home controller. So we told it to go into the movies controller and call the index view from there. And that's why we did it the way that I just showed it to you. So it says if you run the application, it'll look for the movie controller by default. Well, ours didn't. Okay, so I'm changing the HTML inside the div as below. All right, so what are we doing? We're going to change where it says movies list. We're going to add this stuff. Okay, it's much easier for me to just copy this, which is what I'm doing. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back to our code, and in our div where we have movies list, I'm going to replace that with this. What did we just do? Well, first we bolded, and we really shouldn't be using B tags. They did that, but we should be using strong tags there. All right, we put in a line break. All right, then we created a table which will have a border around it. Okay, the headings will be rank, title, and year, and we are having what? We've got in here some movies: Shawshank Redemption, Godfather Part 2, The Dark Knight, and Pulp Fiction. And that's in there in a tabular format. So if I do come in and do a file, save all, right mouse click again, and choose View in Browser, let's see what we get now. We shouldn't get just something that says Movies List on it. We should get Movies List in bold, and then our table underneath that with our 4 movies or 5 movies. There they are. Okay? Now, still with what we've done thus far, you'd be able to do this. You'd be able to create this in a matter of minutes because you did stuff like this in the AWD1111 class. So there is nothing in there per se that's new to you. All right? So that's what ours look like. It says we just showed the list of movie titles along with year and rank. It says what if we have this information in a list object or from a database, or we want to run through it. So in other words, rather than just show it, okay, we want to do something that's making it a little bit more interactive. And the way we do that is we use what's called Razor. All right. It says here in most web applications, you'll fetch data from a database and then show it to users and possibly even allow the user to change what's in there. All right? So it says we will eventually need to loop through our list of movies and form a table or do something else. So we're going to use Razor for this. And as mentioned, Razor is a view engine that allows you to put C# into your views, which are HTML. So Razor syntax, as it says, is so intuitive, you can mix HTML markup with Razor code. To do that, you need to be sure that the extension for your files are .cs HTML, C# hypertext markup language, in other words. All right? Please note, you can use Razor for writing only display logic. Any business logic should be in the model. We'll get to that later. Let's see some examples to understand it better. All right? So what they want us to do is to create yet another project in here. It says our main objective is to learn Razor and do some coding. So I suggest you create a separate solution for trying these Razor snippets. All right? So we can go through and we can create a new project. We can do whatever we want to do, basically. We could create it right in here. I'm going to create another project. All right? And I think that's what they tell us to do here. Yeah, they do. And why? Well, we can get rid of it. It's just going to be kind of a little garbagey thing that we can use for a couple minutes. Okay? Before I do that, though, I just want to remove this stuff. There we go. All right. So I'm going to start up another instance of Visual Studio. I'm going to come in and create another new project. File, New Project. It'll again be an ASP.NET one like they show right here. And they have told us that we should choose ASP.NET, yeah, empty. And I don't think it really matters too much what we call it. All right. How about this? We'll call it Razor Demo. All right. And I'm going to click OK. It's going to be an empty project with empty, but check MVC, click OK. You've already seen what that's going to build for us over here. All right. Says you can follow the steps below. We did this, we did this, we did this. We want to create a home controller, and we want to create a home controller in index method, and we want to add a view to it. Okay, kind of what we just did. So in other words, okay, we want to come over to controllers. We want to click Add Controller. It'll be empty. Click Add, and we want to call this Home Controller. All right, click OK, or click Add, I should say, which will create our home controller.cs file here and give us a home folder there. All right, then we want to right mouse click on the word index, choose add view, make that index empty without model. I don't think the layout page is going to matter one way or the other. I don't know if they say anything about the layout page. Nope, they don't even mention it. Okay, which is fine. So let's just do what we did last time, and that is uncheck this and click add. All right, that gives us this. Okay, and jumping out into here. Okay, it says above the index is generated for us. We're going to write Razor snippets within this div element right here. They say that the @ sign is the magical character within Razor. It's the character that allows you to actually write Razor code. All right. So the first thing they want us to do we have created a variable with a double and say this. Now Razor knows. So we're going to put in this. Copy. So right inside here of our div, we're going to put in that. Okay. And then we're going to add this. The value of pi is. All right. So let's put this in. Let's see if it works. All right. How do we know whether or not it works? All right. Well, I'm going to do a file, save all. I'm going to right mouse click on my index.cs HTML file and choose view in browser. And I'm hoping what's going to come up on the screen is the value of pi is 3.14. Notice since we made a home controller, it knows home, and we're in the index. There it is. Now I should mention, we could have run this since we have a home controller. I believe it'll work fine if we just run it like this too. So I can jump back to my home controller and just click run. We should get the same exact results we had just a moment ago. And there it is. All right. Now, not a lot of magic, so to speak, in here. All we said was we're creating a variable, like a C# variable. Basically, that's what it is. It's a double. Its name is pi. We're taking the value 3.14 and assigning it to pi. Then we're saying the value is, and we're saying at pi. So notice, whenever we have any actual C# code, it has to start with our @ sign. And this says the value of pi is. This says go out and get our C# variable that is named pi. All right. So before I go on to the if-else, because I'm already at 13.5 minutes, okay, this will be a 3-part lesson. All right, so I'm going to stop in here, and we'll continue on in just a couple moments.